it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing this makeup look and we are doing a new foundation routine today. And this time we're doing a mineral foundation routine. So I'm using my L'Oreal mineral foundation and I'm mixing in a bit of my W7 Sheer Loose powder just to get a good skin tone match. And a mineral foundation routine is definitely more natural and it feels like nothing on my face. It feels very lightweight, but it still has decent coverage. So yeah, this video is just going to be my mineral foundation routine. So I guess that's all there is to it. So if you like this makeup tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up and remember to watch in high definition. And here comes the tutorial. Okay, so to start out this look, you guys know how I love to prime, so we are going to start out with a primer. I'm going to use Baby Skin by Maybelline, and I have been loving this primer. It's really great for smoothing out the face and smoothing out any pores. I like this better than the e.l.f. primer, and I think I like it just as much as my Smashbox primer. The only thing is that it does have a very faint smell, but that goes away after you apply it. So if you guys suffer from dry under eyes like I do, or if you have some wrinkles or some fine lines or anything like that, you might want to try the e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. I really like this stuff and it's super similar to the Smashbox Under Eye Primer. And I think it makes a huge difference in how my concealer applies. I really don't understand why under eye primers have not become like a huge thing yet, because they make the world of a difference. So I'm also going to use some lip balm. This is just my Maybelline Baby Lips. This is the minty one. Okay, so now that the face is nice and prepped, we can go in with a little bit of concealer. So first of all, I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Neutralizer. So this is a yellow color. You can use any yellow concealer, and if you're darker, you can use an orange concealer. But I'm going to apply this to any discoloration. So for me, that's my chin, and it's my cheeks where I have my acne scars and some redness. And it's around the nose, in between the eyebrows, and underneath the eyes. So to blend it out, I'm going to use my e.l.f. makeup wedge, and I'm going to spray it with water. You could just use water from the faucet. And I'll just go ahead and dab over this yellow concealer. And using a yellow concealer really just takes away a lot of the redness. So if you have a lot of redness like I do, this is really great. You could also use a green concealer, but I find it looks a bit more unnatural and you have to cover it up with something like a foundation, because if you don't, you can look a little bit green. Whereas yellow, it looks much more natural and more like an actual skin tone. And I really like this Maybelline concealer. It's very lightweight, but it has great coverage. So now I'm going to use my W7 Tea Tree Oil Concealer. I have it in the color light medium, and I'm going to use this stick concealer on any blemishes and any scars. And if you don't have problem skin, you can skip this, or you can skip the yellow concealer, but I'm going to use it. So I have a little bit over here and here and here, and my nose is still a little bit red, so around here. My chin is still a little bit red. I have some scars. I have most of my scarring over on this side of my face, so I focus my concealer over here. And then I have a little bit up here on my forehead. My forehead is pretty cleared for the most part, so just using the mineral foundation will even it out completely. And as you guys may notice, I did not put it underneath my eyes, just because I don't want to put a stick concealer underneath my eyes. I think it's too heavy. But now I'll go ahead and blend out this concealer stick. And layering like a cream product underneath your powder or mineral foundation will give you a lot of coverage, because it can be quite hard to build up a mineral foundation. So underneath my eyes, I'm going to use this LA Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain. And yeah, I just apply this just underneath my eyes. And I always try to get right in here in the inner corner, because that can get really dark. And I'm not doing too much concealer, at least not compared to what I could do. just because we already have that neutralizer. And layering your products like this, it might seem like a lot of work and a lot of products, but it's really layering that keeps your makeup lasting all day. So if you don't want your dark circles to peek through in the middle of the day, it's really things like a neutralizer and an eye primer that really helps. So I'm going to set my under eye concealer with this e.l.f. under eye setting powder, and I'm going to use this because it's very lightweight and it doesn't cake up and it doesn't crease. So I'm just setting that and the other eye. So if you do these steps for your under eye concealer, you will have the best possible chance of it lasting all day. But anyways, now we're moving on to what this is all about, which is the mineral foundation. So my mineral foundation is this one from L'Oreal. This is the True Match Minerals, and I have it in the color C2. And I don't use the brush that comes with it. It's very small and it's extremely scratchy and just not soft. So I'm going to use my own brush. And because this is more of a pink toned powder and I have a neutral to yellow undertone, I'm going to mix it. So I'm going to use a bit of this sheer loose powder by W7. I have the color Natural Beige, and this is more of that yellow undertone. So I just mix the two powders in the cap, and I use my e.l.f. Studio powder brush, and I start buffing this in. So yeah, I just go ahead and buff it all over my face and neck and up on the forehead. And it's important that you do not buff too hard over places where you concealed a lot, because it can disturb the concealer. And on the nose. And I'm just going to wipe off my pearls so they don't have a bunch of mineral powder in them. So I just do that one layer of mineral foundation. Just because I already have the concealers on, I don't feel like it's necessary to build it up. So I'm just going to brush the mineral foundation out of my eyebrows. So because this is a very matte finish, I'm going to use some shimmery bronzer. I'm going to use this one from e.l.f. It's called Warm Tan. This is an amazing bronzer. So I'm just going to apply a little bit. I'm not going to go too crazy because I still want it to look quite natural, but I do want a little bit of color and dimension to my face. And I do feel like it's important to do some kind of blush or bronzer when you do your mineral foundation. At least if you're using like a matte mineral foundation like I am, because your face gets very flat and very non-dimensional. So it can help to just add a little bit of color back to your face and a little bit on my nose. And apply a bit more lip balm. So I'm going to add a little blush to my face with my Jordana blush in the color Rose Silk. Just right on the apple, just a little bit. Again, this is just to give some color back to the face. And I'm even going to top this look off with a little bit of highlight. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Baked Blush in the color Pinktastic. I just hit up the key points with my fan brush. Again, I feel like this is essential if you are wearing a very matte mineral foundation. And I go down the nose, just a little bit, and right on the cupid's bow. So once you're nice and glowy, you can set your foundation. And again, this step is optional, but I'm going to use my NYX matte finishing spray. And just give that a little bit of time to dry. And once your setting spray is dry, you are done. Then you can go on to do your eye makeup and your lips. But this is all for this foundation routine. And as I have understood it, mineral foundation is great if you have sensitive skin or if you want a more natural option to regular foundations. And on this L'Oreal True Match, it says 95% from minerals, no perfume and no preservatives. So if that's something you're into, I would definitely check out some mineral foundations. I also love the one from Bare Minerals. That one is awesome. But yeah, that's all for this video. So please give it a thumbs up if you like it, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. So take care and bye bye.